I have prepared two sets of paper consisting a lot of information, but I decided not to use any of it. You can have it distributed to you, I think, two sets. And then also about 30 slides. Also, I decided not to use it because I am giving only 10 minutes to talk about the flooding. And if we have any further inquiries, then we can go into details later on. To start with, the flood this time in Thailand affected economy, society, and environment, and also politics. It's not affected only the economics. At the same time, it is also an opportunity to rethink how to rebuild this country. Present flooding crisis is causing the deepest impact in modern Thailand. The magnitude is more damaging than Tom Yam Goong financial crisis in 1997. To say the least, it killed over 700 people and is going up every day. So I think this morning I have another figure, 782. It's crippled manufacturing facilities in large, medium, and small enterprises. Of course, many value chains were affected. This is not inclusive of 1 million households. The figures I made when I preparing this paper is 700,000. This morning, about 1 million or over households affected. It estimated about 100,000 to 150,000 damages in terms of currency, I mean in terms of value. So if you compare with 5,000 baht the government giving to the household for compensation is far apart. The total damages for the household is about 85 to 90, 100 million baht. It's nearly 100,000 million baht in average. In 1997 financial crisis, manufacturing sector were spared, no death. Of course, we had a lot of people in trouble of financial situation, but there is no people die in the financial crisis, unless some people secretly committed suicide, which we don't know about that. In addition, indirectly affected are those outside the tragic areas, causing the value chain to tumble. If rehabilitation is not well managed, I think second financial crisis will soon follow. We have about 6 or 7 million households, and part of them is the small and the medium enterprises, and they lost everything. And of course, if the government is not managing very well, they will be in trouble. You may have heard that one of the causes of the present flooding is a big chunk of land intended to be floodways since King Rama V, but turned into housing estates and factories. This is a history why we had this trouble. This is one of the causes. Simple explanation is the mismanagement of various governments, and corruption of officials is partly to blame. Now, I would like to give you pictures of damages in the industrial estate. I think we have two big industrial estates, one in Ayutthaya and one in Pathum Thani. In Ayutthaya, we have lost 7 industrial estates and 2 in Pathum Thani. The total loss in terms of baht is 350,000 million. And this is the minimum figure. Today, it can reach about 500,000. Regarding the exports of the Thai commodities, the crisis this time hurt the fourth quarter export. In average, we have the figures of about 20% increase for last year, period to period, quarter to quarter, but this quarter is down to 5%. So in total this year, we will have an export figure of about 233, which should be about If in normal circumstances, it should be about 240 or 250. Well, it's come down to 5% only. In September, when we talk about the export, it's just for the example, vehicles was about 180,000 units. The last 2 months of the year, export of vehicles should be short of 360,000 units. So this is the numbers of vehicles. When we talk about tourism, the last 3 months of the year usually is a tourism season. The loss is approximately 20,000 million baht. We lost about 700,000 or 800,000 tourists during the period. In conclusion, GDP loss for the year, estimated at the beginning of the year, is about 3.5 to 4, if I'm not wrong. The figure appeared on the newspaper 2 days ago, Krungthep Thurakit. It come down to 1.5. And that represents total figure of loss is a 1 trillion baht. It's the biggest figure that we ever have. I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but anyway, take it about 1 trillion baht. Besides the monetary loss, the next concern is a loss of confidence. I think this is more important by foreign investors in crisis management of this kind. I don't know whether you still believe in Thailand or not, but to me, I have already 80% lost. There is a big risk to FDI into the country from now on. The government must assure foreign investors that there will be no flooding in Thailand anymore. I think you want to hear this, but it's still not yet pronounced by anybody in the government, including the Prime Minister. Anyway, it is expected that the rehabilitation can begin end of November and December. We are starting doing it in some industrial estate. I think I'm touching the most important thing right now, besides the damages. The number one important thing here is the insurance. Insurance claims and the future policy is the most important thing that we are talking about every day. Updated insurance claims amount to 200,000 million. The insured sum is about 700,000. The claim amount is 200,000. And this morning I heard another figure received from the person inside the business is increased to 300,000 million. Total insurance claim. The unresolved problem in extending insurance policy will surely a big concern for industry and households. Before coming here, my friend in the insurance company received a letter from a French company denying all the insurance policy in Thailand. All, not only flood leaks, but everything. So I think that the French company expecting a big fire next year. I don't know what will happen next. Well, anyway, number one problem is insurance premium, which could be double or triple or fourfold. We never know. I have a friend in the seafood business. He was trying to extend his insurance policy, and the company doubled the premium. He's trying to negotiate, but finally he couldn't succeed. But he compromised. He consoled himself by telephoning his friend who is an expert in the insurance business, asking opinion from his friend, and his friend tell him to take it, otherwise you will lose another big amount of money. I mean, the advice is take it. So now it's benchline is, the benchmark is double of the premium of insurance. So I know what will happen, but anyway, this is the last information. Well, we are going to see what kind of policy we have for the government, but before going that, I would like to recap the present policy announced in the Parliament days ago. There are 16 policies announced. Some is related to what we are talking today, but some are not related. But I will go very quickly. Number one policy is a reconciliation of different groups in Thai society. I think this is very familiar to you. Second one is suppression of illegal drugs. Okay, this is good. Number three, corruption prevention and suppression. So corruption is one of the big topics of this government, and it's put in the number 3 agenda, the policy announcement. And then we have number 4 here. Very interesting. Integrated water management. Irrigation is expedited to prevent flooding and drought. Support agriculture by irrigation of all sizes, large, medium, and small, is policy number 4 of this government. But unfortunately, the flood came too quickly. So Yingluck has no time to think about it. It's a pity. It should be delayed for another 2 months. And then by the time, I think Thaksin will come and manage it. Anyway, I have touched on the 2 important policies, the corruption and water management, and the rest is very simple. They're talking about, you heard about it, 300 baht daily wages. And for your information, the cabinet decided to postpone the 300 baht increase to April next year. Is it good for you or not? It's intended to start beginning of next year, but it's postponed to April. We talk about rethinking of this wage 300 baht and 15,000 for salary, and then another one is new house and new car. This is a populist policy, plus others. We send a message to the government and it's strongly rejected. They said this is committed, so we have to go ahead. So wish them good luck. I don't know what will happen next. So this is the policy, very brief. And question of today is, what is the new policy? You see, the interpretation of this is very tricky. New government policy, the policy of the new government, or the new policy of this government. So I have to wait for the 2 committees set up by the government. One is headed by Dr. Virapong, and one is headed by the Deputy Prime Minister. I think the government will wait for them to form suggestions, so they will study it and form the new policy, because so far there is nothing new. We cannot hear anything from them. We don't hear any new policy. So we have to await Dr. Virapong and, of course, Kun Kitirat. Now, I think I have a piece of suggestion to this government if they are thinking of forming a new policy. It is a priority and a must that politically committed, the Prime Minister herself has to announce there will be no more flooding in Thailand. So there must be a political commitment. Otherwise, nobody can ever have a confidence in the government anymore. If we're talking about the prevention of flood for another year or 2 years, I don't want to hear 1 or 2 years. I want to hear whole life, your life or my life, whole life. So the investment here is to stay for life. It's not going to stay for years. So this is a very important phase, important announcements, but we are still waiting for them. And then if they announce it, if they have a political commitment, then they will write law to enforce it. They will have to set up the budget for the continuity of the policy. This will improve the confidence and thereby reduce country leaks. We have a lot of leaks, and this is one of the biggest leaks we ever have. We cannot have it, even one or a single leaks anymore. So is it the time for rethinking to build up the country? All infrastructure, actually, not only water for agriculture, industry, and household, logistics, city planning, and so on. taking this opportunity of flooding, the worst in Thailand after 50 years, to rethink, to change whole infrastructure. We have to take this opportunity to contemplate on restructuring our basic infrastructure. Politicians have to rethink how to run the country. I think they are the most backward people in Thailand. They cannot catch up. I want Thai politicians to compete effectively with politicians in other countries. So this is one of the policy that they have to change, especially the politicians. Luckily, we have no trouble this past week. The government tried to, I don't know what they call it, amnesty law, right? They are very fast to think about this kind of thing, making trouble. So they secretly proposed one, but finally they have to backtrack because there are a lot of oppositions. So we're lucky we missed this. We can escape this. Otherwise, I predict there will be a big trouble for the next 2 months to come. So last year we have a fire in Lapasong. The fire is gone. The water has come. The water is receding, and another fire is coming in. Anyway, we are lucky we don't have another fire. So I think I will end this my presentation here, and then we can have a discussion later on. Thank you so much for your attention.